Thank you for joining me today. In the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about some of the shortcomings of remote office solutions as deployed today. Then I'm going to run a live demo of legacy access using my own laptop as a platform, just to illustrate some of the issues. After that, I'm going to introduce you to VMware Horizon View and explain as well as demonstrate just what you need to know without going into so much detail that you're bored to sleep. I'm John Borhek, presenter and sales engineer. With me are Juan Sanchez, Jamar Santiago, and Gabriela Lugo, core members of the JCA team.
Thank you for setting this up. I was very much looking to present this solution to our customers. The COVID-19 caught us all by surprise. We did have some access capability to the office, but not at the level required to manage this pandemic situation. We are in need for a remote solution that is practical, easy to implement, easy to use, affordable, but above all, it has to be secure. Security is critical as we have been forced to accelerate our transition to the digital-based world. It increased our dependency on systems and data. This also increased our vulnerability to cyber attacks. But the good news is that we have a very good solution to present today, and I'm sure that you will be covering this in detail shortly. But before we do that, Jamar, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, Juan, thank you. So yes, I'm Jamar Santiago, and I have been working with JCA 2012 in IT, specifically doing some project management.
Super, thank you, Jamar. Gabriela, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Gabriela Lugo. I'm marketing executive at JCA Automation. I have been in JCA like 7 years, and it's a pleasure to be here.
There's a few critical terms that I'll be using throughout the presentation. For our purposes, public cloud means file and document sharing services using accounts which are not owned and managed by the enterprise. Save stick means unencrypted USB and flash drives. Work product is an asset which enterprise has paid someone to create and where a loss will be incurred if that work becomes unavailable. Proprietary work is any intellectual property and sensitive or protected information. BYOD is bring your own device and can apply to anything from an iPhone to a personally owned laptop computer. As we all know, current events are a significant motivator in the transformation of the enterprise work environment. The fact is, the traditional office will never be the same. Once everybody gets over the shock that the pandemic has brought to the world, organizations that embrace this new reality will have a significant advantage during recovery. Many organizations have reacted to current events by scaling existing remote access solutions and leveraging VPNs for the entire workforce. Often, this has been sufficient to get by and tackle basic workloads. But what about the implications of long-term remote workforce? What will we do when it's time to actually get back to work? In 1984, Clara Peller asked, "Where's the beef?" Today, the beef is your organization's proprietary data and your employees' work product. With legacy remote office solutions, it's very likely that the beef is being stored on laptops, save sticks, and local drives at your employee's home office. Even if you or your employees are always on your best behavior, it's all the other users that can cause problems. Online gamers frequently become the target of DDoS attacks due to public IP address exposure. Torrent clients are also inherently torrent servers, sharing entire folders on your PC or LAN with the entire world. Lastly, of course, are all the social networks, porn sites, and email, which are hives of malware, phishing, and scams. Historically, many organizations have regarded VPN connections as inherently secure. Sure, VPNs provide the strongest encryption available, but you're securing the tunnel and not the remote network. Problem is, you're providing a direct route from unmanaged networks to your enterprise LAN, effectively bypassing the firewall. Go directly to your enterprise LAN. Do not pass the enterprise firewall. Do not statefully inspect incoming packets. Now consider backups. At the office, your employees save work product to a specified network location, share, or server. In other words, at the office, work product is protected by backups in case of loss or auditing requirement. But what about those same employees working from home? Is their work being created or maintained on company-issued laptops or BYOD personal computers? If so, there's a good chance your employees are using save sticks or public cloud file shares to protect their work product. And the likelihood is that proprietary data is not protected by routine, policy-based backups. Barring everything else we've told you about unmanaged home networks and VPN connections, legacy RDP and Citrix solutions were designed with traditional offices and campuses in mind. By asking employees to work from home, we practically force them to circumvent enterprise security policy at every turn, especially where authoring or creating proprietary work product and managing signed and printed documents. Ultimately, in a legacy paradigm with laptops and VPNs, controlling the employee's computer means controlling the data. If you give employees a laptop to work from home, users will immediately begin to circumvent policy, usually with the best of intentions. Even where companies have provided VPNs with RDP or Citrix, many workers will use public cloud or other methods to transfer proprietary work from the terminal server to their BYOD laptop, simply because it's more comfortable and familiar. In this demo, I'm going to show you some of the shortcomings of a legacy home office. First of all, with little effort at all, I can browse the LAN and see all the computers that are out there. Mom's Mac, Little Bobby's PC, etc. And obviously, I can browse to all my favorite social and other bad websites. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But with no VPN established, I cannot logically network with any of my company servers or intranet sites. Right now, this desktop is simply my laptop. It's a personal device that I sometimes use for work. I'd like to demonstrate that I can go to pretty much any website that I want to. If I open up bad website, there it is. I can go to my social sites, I can access email, I can do whatever I want. One important thing about this being my personal laptop is that I have no direct network access to any of my company assets. Right now, I am pinging by IP address my company vCenter server. There's no access. I can't reach it. I can't reach the intranet sites. There's no network relation between my home computer and my enterprise. If I look on the network, however, I have the full ability to browse the network and see any other devices that might be out there at the moment. Now let's consider what happens when I start the company VPN. Okay, now we're connected to the company VPN, and sure enough, I can still access bad website. I can still access all my social. I can still do my online gaming. If I'm torrenting or if I'm streaming videos, it makes no difference because my connection is originating from my home network. However, right now, I can absolutely access all of my enterprise resources as well. Not only that, I can go ahead and access my enterprise desktop. In this situation, I can absolutely be productive. However, all my work is created at the office, and guess where all my printers are? If I send this to the HP Color LaserJet 5550, it's going to print out at my office. That's not where I am right now. VMware Horizon View integrates both BYOD and company-provided equipment without the use of a VPN, using VMware Blast or PCOIP display protocol to deliver the desktop graphically. Because individual VDI desktops, aka computers, are kept in the cloud or data center, your IT team can effectively manage security and backup policy. Home office devices such as scanners, printers, and disk drives are not only supported and optimized, but the Horizon View GPO templates allow administrators to take full control over what types of device can be used and when. With VMware Horizon View, desktop support is vastly simplified and improved by features called Refresh and Recompose, which allow your team to automatically fix user desktops without having to go on-site or affecting the individual user's work product or settings. It's pretty simple, actually. While users never admit to making changes or installing software, that's the cause of 95% of desktop support cases. With Refresh and Recompose, we're able to automatically return a Horizon View desktop to its ideal golden image in less than 5 minutes. For those few remaining instances where admins actually need to lend a hand, VMware Horizon View Enterprise also enables session collaboration, providing the opportunity for true application support and training without any external platform. While VMware Horizon View shines for individual desktops, let's not forget some of the other use cases. Floating desktops assign a single desktop or desktops to users on a first-come basis. Think expensive software like Adobe Photoshop or packages like QuickBooks that multiple users need to access. Software you don't want to install on every user's workstation, yet it's handy for many users to access. With a floating desktop, you can have one or several Horizon View desktops where that software is installed, and those shared desktops are accessed on a first-come, first-served basis by all entitled users. Desktop pools, on the other hand, assign a Horizon desktop to a task worker at login and deletes or refreshes that session at logoff. Horizon View delivers the comfort of a traditional workstation or laptop with the automation and security of a terminal server. In demonstrating Horizon View, you can clearly see that I do not have network access to my enterprise LAN, yet I'm able to instantly gain connectivity to my Horizon View computer and begin working productively. Once again, I'm at home using my personal computer, which sometimes I use for work. And of course I can browse to any website, social, or other undesirable location on the internet that I would like to. But the important thing to remember about my home network at the moment is that I cannot access any of my company's networks or critical servers. There is no network relationship between my home network, my personal laptop, and the enterprise. Now let's take a look at VMware Horizon View. I'll go ahead and start the VMware Horizon client, and I'm going to connect to my designated connection server. First of all, notice that we have an SSL installed. That's because the HTTPS is in green. I'll enter my assigned username and type my password, and Horizon View is going to show me a list of entitled desktops. There could be many desktops in this list. I could have a Windows desktop, I could have a QuickBooks desktop, I could have a Photoshop desktop, or I could just have my own personal desktop. That's what I'm going to click on. The desktop loads very quickly. Graphics delivery is dynamic. Notice how quickly the desktop scales to fit within whatever size window I choose to make it work. All right, another important thing to think about, when I'm on the enterprise, if I go to bad website, I get nowhere. That's because my enterprise firewall is set to block undesirable locations on the internet. Last but not least, my home laptop remains network isolated from all my enterprise networks. I can't reach any of the company servers or networks from home. I have to go through the VMware Horizon portal in order to reach any of my company resources. Your ultimate VDI solution begins by standing up an IPsec VPN from your Active Directory to our East or West Coast data center pairs. Then we deploy Horizon View desktops at your chosen data center pair, and your users begin to connect. Long distance is no problem with backbone fiber and minimum 1 gig connections into the cloud. VMware Blast will deliver local performance to transcontinental and even intercontinental users. If you really want the ultimate solution, we can deploy Horizon View in pod architecture on both the east and west coasts using a dedicated 10 gig layer 2 loop. Now West Coast users will have extremely low latency as well, and all users will be able to choose which pod they would like to connect to. Horizon View desktops are available as low as $50 per user per month in smaller deployments, with larger single-tenant clusters available for as little as $32 per user per month. And in the single-tenant clusters, you have the ability to run server workloads and replicas as well. This could be both a remote office and DR solution in one. Many organizations are struggling with workforce reduction and budget cutbacks. Even so, now's not the time to postpone implementing a VPN-free remote office solution like VMware Horizon View. That's why we've gone to all our suppliers and arranged for special relief and incentives provided you deploy before July 31st. All our single-tenant clusters qualify for 6 months deferred first payment. And we're offering months 37 to 60 for free. That means 5 years for the price of 3, a long-term savings in anybody's book. Here's some answers to questions we hear all the time. How quickly can we have a Horizon desktop cloud? Right now, we can stand up a new Horizon cluster in as little as a week. We can only stand up one cluster at a time, and we can complete 2 to 3 new clusters per week, so delivery times may vary. Can we have full admin access to Horizon View and vSphere? We don't restrict you to a vRealize portal. If you want full admin access to vSphere and Horizon View, you got it. It's your cluster, you can access it. How fast is it? We use 40 Gbps LAN and all SSD storage with VMware vSAN, so it's fast. Can I run more VMs? Most of our clusters can hold many more VMs or desktops than we actually provision. How many more VMs you create is up to you. How does this cloud integrate with our Active Directory? When we stand up a new cluster in the cloud, we create an IPsec VPN to your AD. Presto, it's ready to go. We also like to build a new DC in the cloud, which protects you and provides rapid login. At JCA, we believe your cloud should know you as well as you know your cloud. For day-to-day management, you'll rely on the JCA team you know by name. But in the event of extreme situations, we have you covered 24/7/365. Not only do you have VMware OEM Cloud support, but a dedicated external management team and the CoreSite NOC with the best round-the-clock hands-on teams in the world. If you go with a major integrator or the big cloud, you might get a call on your open ticket in 8 hours. At JCA, we'll address your situation before the big cloud would even call you back. Guaranteed. I'd like to thank you for spending the last 20 minutes with us. Please reach out as soon as possible regarding your new VMware Horizon View solution in the cloud.